recently honored as the outstanding Igbo man of the decade by the Champion newspaper, Mr. Obi is credited with introducing fundamental changes in Nigerian politics and is remembered for the following achievements while in office: exemplary commitment to reforms and development, building relationships between Anambra State and other countries such as USA, Britain, Russia, European Union, Belgium, Israel, Venezuela, and others. Attracted big Fortune 500 companies like SAB Miller, Distel, and GlaxoSmithKline, Nemeth Pharmaceuticals, etc., to Anambra State. Under him, Anambra State was rated the least indebted state in Nigeria by the Debt Management Office. Anambra was adjudged by the Federal Ministry of Works the state with the best network of roads in the country, having asphalted over 800 kilometers of roads. He reopened long-closed schools and returned missionary schools to the original owners with a grant of 6 billion naira for their rehabilitation, distributing over 30,000 computers, internet access, Microsoft academies to over 500 schools. Anambra State students, for the first time, achieved first place nationwide in the 2013 WAEC and NECO Common Entrance examinations. It provided 700 buses to secondary schools in the state and provided boreholes to over 300 schools. He also built classroom blocks in all the 177 communities in the state. He ensured the payment of over 35 billion naira in outstanding pensions and gratuities in the state since 1999. Before he became governor, no single health institution was accredited in the state. But under his administration, 10 schools of nursing, midwifery, and medical technology, as well as 2 hospitals, were accredited. Mr. Peter Obi stands for justice and fairness and was the first Nigerian governor to reclaim his governorship mandate after 3 years in the court, giving confidence to others to pursue their stolen mandates.
Hi, welcome to today's episode of the Men's Roundtable. Matters arising. Win or lose, Mr. Peter Obi has forever changed the dynamics of the Nigerian politics. He has inspired generations of Nigerians to believe that there's still hope for Nigeria. His meteoric and phenomenal rise in politics has surprised many, and those who felt it was just a fleeting frenzy are today baffled and jittery at how the political landscape has been changed by him. His message of hope resonates with many, especially the young ones, who hitherto have remained apathetic to politics, but today are showing keen interest on how they are governed. As a young man, Mr. Peter Obi became quite successful early in life. He remains humble, and his resolve on being frugal with the people's commonwealth has endeared him to many with the slogan, "We know they give CC." Being a Nigerian, where almost every politician is practically and endemically corrupt, Peter Obi stands out as an incorruptible individual. Even when he was to be impeached for not playing ball as the game has been from the days of old, he stuck to his gun of being incorruptible, which led to him being impeached. Running a state without borrowing a cent from the World Bank or any financial body, he left a whopping 75 billion naira in the state coffers so that the person coming after him would continue from where he left off. His story is quite unique and alien to Nigerians, which makes us ask this question: is Mr. Peter Obi truly a Nigerian? Join me as my panel today dissect this matter. And for you, feel free, drop your comments on the comment box. Is Mr. Peter Obi truly a Nigerian? Let us.
What's up, man? How you, baby? I don't like how to do our sisters, you know, settle.
Hello, viewers. Welcome back to Men's Roundtable, Matters Arising, where men deliberate over trending matters around the globe. So, right now, there is this phenomenal movement going on in Nigeria. This kind of thing has never happened before politically, and we know them as the obedience. Everywhere in Nigeria today, there seem to be people called the obedience. And now we want to know, who is Mr. Obi? Peter Obi? Is this man actually a Nigerian? In the Western world where things work, people will be, the historians and scientists will be working to know what is his genealogy, what is the makeup of his DNA. This man does not behave like a Nigerian. So we need to know if Mr. Peter Obi, the former governor of Anambra State, is truly a Nigerian. Because this is the first time there will be a politician, especially of Igbo extraction, who is not corrupt, who does not embezzle public funds, who, after leaving office, did not take any land that belongs to the state, did not even take a kobo that belongs to the state, saved enough money. He did not borrow money for 80 years. Actually, he was impeached for refusing to play along. What is playing along? Being involved in corrupt practices, budget padding, and all the corrupt practices that go on in Nigerian governance. So today, I want the panelists to give their views who they think Mr. Peter Obi is. And I want to also let the historians and scientists in Nigeria to look very well, because the way Mr. Peter Obi behaves, I don't think that man is a Nigerian. Because in Nigeria, our politicians are too corrupt. But this man lives his life like a saint. So, back to our panels today. Dr. Marius, tell us who you think Mr. Peter Obi is, given his antecedents, all that he has done in Anambra State. Tell us what you think Mr. Peter Obi is. He actually Nigerian?
Thank you, the moderator. Actually, Mr. Obi is a Nigerian. You are thinking otherwise. You are thinking otherwise because you think Mr. Obi doing what others are not doing. Mr. Obi is a real Nigerian, and he's representing Nigerians wherever he goes. Nigerians are supposed to be transparent. Nigerians are supposed to be educated, and Nigerians are supposed to be intelligent. All these qualities we find in Mr. Obi. But maybe because of what is happening around, people now think that Nigerians cannot go to that extent. And even in the world, the highest educated in the USA, Nigerians. So Mr. Obi is a politician. Mr. Obi is a businessman. Rather, he's an entrepreneur. Mr. Obi, one time a former governor, and everything he did, there was transparency in them. And he doesn't do anything just because others are doing. He does it because he wants to maintain his integrity. One thing I realize that is lacking in Nigeria is integrity, and that's what needs to be upheld. And he needs this integrity to be working anywhere he goes. Anything he does, he will tell you, go and check. He will not come and tell you cock and bull story. He will tell you, this is what I have done, and this is how I have done it. The people to testify about it, they are always there. He will tell you, ask them. And when you ask, they will surely tell you, yes, this is exactly how it was done. So Mr. Obi is a real Nigerian, and I believe other Nigerians should emulate him, especially the youth. Because when we have such a person, Nigeria will be transformed. And when Nigeria transforms, we're going to enjoy it more. So I believe Mr. Obi is a Nigerian.
Okay, thank you so much. Pastor Collins, Mr. Obi, at the age of 38 or thereabouts, let the camera stay there. Mr. Peter Obi, at the age of 38 or thereabouts, became the chairman of 3 major banks in Nigeria. And throughout the time he chaired, he worked as the chairman of the bank and of 3 banks, and he was involved in Nigerian security and all that. There were no acts of misdemeanor till date. So Mr. Peter Obi defiles every norm that we know in Nigeria. We know what's expected of those people in power. He transcends. I don't know how to describe this particular phenomenon we call Mr. Peter Obi, who is in Nigerian politics today, like a phenomenal figure, and people are looking up. He has inspired many generations. So, in your own understanding of Mr. Peter Obi, do you think this could be linked to his upbringing, or he just came out to be like a different person to all?
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. I would like to say in these times that Nigeria is a very beautiful country. A very beautiful country, blessed by God and the people that inhabit in the country. And I must say that there are 1,001 good people in Nigeria. But the problem is that we have not been able to identify, them properly and to properly position them where they ought to be. So Mr. Peter Obi happened to be one of these individuals. If I go back to the first question you asked me earlier about core values, the role of values in terms of upbringing. Now, you check the background of, I think he has this verifiable antecedents and tendencies. If you check his record in terms of, should I say religion or his upbringing, you will discover that he is a very good Christian. And then if in the Christian fold, like we have maintained that standard of morality, we have maintained that standard of upbringing in our children, and then they follow suit, you will give birth to so many good people with integrity in the country. So Mr. Peter Obi is a Nigerian, one Nigerian who has chosen a path of morality, good morals. He is one Nigerian who has chosen the path of goodness. He is one Nigerian who has chosen the path of integrity. He has chosen to maintain this course, to channel a good cause for himself, for his generation, for the country. So Mr. Peter Obi is a core Nigerian, but with good core values.
Okay, thank you so much. Buka, we see Nigerians who happen to have the opportunity to go to school. When they do their normal first degree, they do the masters, the next thing they will do will be PhD, so that they can have the prefix doctor in their names or whatsoever. Some will become professor and all that. But we saw that Mr. Peter Obi, who believes in human capital development, did not just go to school for the sake of going to school or for his name to have the prefix doctor or all that. He got involved in different business schools all over the world, in Kellogg's, in Oxford, in Columbia, Harvard, all the major schools in the world, to read and develop himself in economics and business. So now we see that this man don't care about titles. He's not a chief. He just calls himself a trader, and he goes by Mr. So now this man seems to be different from other Nigerians, especially Igbos that we meet abroad. In your own perspective, Buka, who do you think Mr. Peter Obi is?
All right, thank you very much for that question. You see, biology has taught us that there is no Nigerian genetics or African or what we know there is of course in Africa. So within the African context, we would say there is a Nigerian genetics, there is the Ghanaian genetics. So what we have is the human genome, human genome. So of course, for us to try to genetically classify Nigerians, maybe it would be a bit injurious to us. Okay? So Mr. Peter Obi has identified as a Nigerian in terms of nationality, and by virtue of him being the past governor of Anambra State, there is nothing more Nigerian than that. Okay, that is the act of being a Nigerian. Okay, yeah. But there is something that we need to understand from Mr. Peter. The way he developed himself, he is not just a trader as he calls himself. Because I remember there was one time we were doing a business seminar, and our trainer said that if you sell groundnut and if Dangote sell groundnut, it will be two different outcomes. Okay, two different outcomes. So he has invested in himself. He has gone to understand business, not just like what we have locally. He understands our local business, like what we have, especially among the Igbos. He also has a global perspective of not just business, but economy as a whole. And this is what makes him stand out. Okay, so the deep understanding of economics and how the economy of nations, of states, and of people works makes this man stand out any day, anytime. Even if he was not governor. I think we have to make this clear. Even if he was not governor, he has everything it takes to stand out. The fact that he was governor and he has done great things as a governor is an addition to show his capability. Okay, so We need to understand that he has developed himself. And this shows us that this is the way forward. We need to invest in developing ourselves as individuals, even as a nation, developing ourselves. And what Peter Obi brings to the table, he also keeps talking about economy. This is something that we need to resolve. Now, the integrity part is antecedent. All these things are very beautiful. It is, as far as I'm concerned, it is just the added medals for him. But the core thing is that this man understands economics. He understands economy of state, economy of people, economy of nation. And that is what he will use to drive Nigeria. You need to learn from this, each and every one of us. Whether or not you get a title or not, it doesn't matter anymore. But are you really investing in yourself to understand how things work, especially for your people back home? To be able to help, to be able to give the type of help that matters. How many of us today can come out and pay 40,000 ringgit just for us to have a 5-day training course in certain things? How many of us can do that? Okay, the average Igbo man may tell you that it's a waste of money. I'm telling you, the average Igbo man will tell you that. But not this guy, not someone like Peter Obi. Okay, I remember back in the day, even before I completed my first degree, I was in Nigeria when I was still a student. I spent about 60,000 naira at that time, it was around 60,000, okay, to go and learn this global stock trading. I was still a student in also, but I spent so much. I went to go and learn global stock trading. It was done in a hotel in Owerri there, and I attended. I remember that all my friends were calling me a stupid there, But when I went there, it was like almost a week. I know the kind of connections I made. I know the kind of, the kind of new knowledge that I got. I began to see things differently. Not only Nigeria, but the world is big, the economy is big. So we need to learn from that. Let Peter Obi teach us this, okay? Developing ourselves.
All right, thank you so much. We have seen that Mr. Peter Obi has inspired a generation of Nigerians and have given hope to those that have lost hope in Nigeria. Now, many Nigerians, even myself, now have believed that there's hope for the country because of Peter Obi. Because before now, all hope was lost. And I know many Nigerians feel the same way, that there's hope for the country. And the most important thing you can give to any human being on earth is hope. Without hope, the person can just give up any moment. So we really appreciate what he is doing. And given the fact that he has inspired many in Nigeria, Pastor Collins, do you think Nigerians are ready for this man that has integrity, capacity, and character to take Nigeria to a new trajectory? Do you believe Nigerians are ready to come and galvanize themselves behind him and make him the president?
Yes, I think, or I believe that Nigerians are ready. Because Nigerians, I as a person, we have gone through a lot of hardship, a lot of frustration. The former leaders, even the present leaders, they have not treated an average Nigerian well. Some people are in abroad today not because they choose to be there, but because the system is not working well in the country. So, and there is an adage that says, I think I'll put it in Igbo. Permit me to say that there's an extent you will, as you know, open on. There's an extent you will pressure. Let me just call it a victim, and then a dumb person will speak by force. So I believe that this is the era of taking it over by force. this is the era of what do they call it? Is it revolution? And this happens in every nation once in a while, where there's an operation, where people have been marginalized, where people have been maltreated. It gets to a point, it's just like a dumb person. You have to speak. So this is the time. So I do not know about other people, but I am ready. So if there is any role I can play like we are doing right now, then we have to carry it on and make sure that we place the right person in that position. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. Now, in rounding up, Dr. Marius, what lesson do you think Nigerians can learn from the exemplary life of Mr. Peter Obi? Because what is happening today is because of the kind of life he has lived. Otherwise, nobody will clamor for him to be president. Even today, even if he decides not to run again, the youth will say, no, you must run. That's the way they feel. So what lessons are to be learned from this man's exemplary life for the youth?
Thank you again, Mr. Moderator. What you just said goes back to our background. Parents are to learn now, because find out what you are today will make what you are going to be tomorrow. So what I don't teach you today, it will be difficult for you to know it tomorrow. Like I used to tell people, what you teach a child at a very tender age, that what the child used to do. And it is in the Bible as well. And from Mr. Peter Obi, he has inspired many people. Many of us have lost hope that Nigeria, in short, is a country that cannot be good again. But Mr. Obi coming out from somewhere, he makes so many obstacles, but these obstacles did not stop him. So if he was able to overcome these obstacles and come to this place and stand clean, I still believe that many that look up to him are going to be very clean. So for youths of Nigeria and every other Nigerian, Mr. Obi is very, very outstanding. Many things happen in his life. That's the private life, because what happens, what I can show outside is the kind of life I live inside. So if I don't have anything to offer in my privacy, I will not have nothing to offer to the public. So Mr. Obi has built himself. The lesson is that every one of us should add value to our lives. Once you add value to yourself, you are going to do something meaningful. Mr. Obi added value in education. Mr. Obi added value to in every aspect of life that brought him to the level he is today. And everybody wants to be like Mr. Obi. You cannot be like Mr. Obi if you don't follow the footsteps Mr. Obi followed. So Mr. Obi has taught us a lot of things, even in the time of crisis. When everybody agreed, he refused. That's why he was impeached when he was governor. So now we must learn that one of the slogans in Nigeria is, if you can't beat them, join them. So Mr. Obi has already proved a different, that he's an exception person. So we believe that for something to go right, somebody must be exceptional. And Mr. Obi has proven that. So for we Nigerians and the youths that are coming up, Mr. Obi has placed a legacy. And this legacy Mr. Obi has placed, it is for every one of us to begin to emulate it. And parents are the ones to start inculcating this in the children. So that is enough for now.
All right, thank you. So I want Mr. Booker to just give us his last word before we close the session.
Okay, so my last word may seem a bit painful, but this is how I feel. I feel that the situation in Nigeria is ready for Mr. Peter Obi. Okay, but I still feel that a bulk of Nigerians are still not ready. Okay. Yes, if I speak on a personal level, personally, yes, I'm ready for someone like him to become the president. But if you look at the bulk of Nigerians, we are still looking at stomach infrastructure. Okay, and as such, many Nigerians are still not ready for someone like this. You will not expect this guy to come and start sharing money. It will not happen. There are so many things that will not happen under his watch. So, I mean, it's painful, but we'll continue to work. There's still time to work. There's still time for us to, understand better and help people to see better. There is still time for his campaign team to put in some real good effort. Okay, and that is it for me.
Okay, thank you so much. Viewers, you have heard from the panelists. The change that we all desire starts with us. Mr. Peter Obi made the change in his own life, and that is why today we all are looking up to him to be a hero, to be a leader that every other person should emulate. We must understand that we are ambassadors. You are ambassador to your family. You are ambassador to your local government. You are ambassador to your state. You are ambassador to the country where you're from. So we must see ourselves as ambassadors, and that is why our lives must reflect the characters of a good ambassador. Mr. Peter Obi has lived it, and we all can live it. So viewers, go to the comment section. Tell me what you think about Mr. Peter Obi. Is he a Nigerian? Does Nigerian blood flow in him? If yes, let me know. If no, also let me know in the comment section. God bless you until we meet again in our next episode. Thank you.
I could definitely.
Ciao.
In addition to bacterial vaginosis, women from various walks of life face numerous vaginal conditions, like loss of vaginal elasticity, dryness of the vagina, severe itchiness, bad vaginal odors, hormonal imbalance, and age-related and childbirth-related conditions. Many women with these conditions have a high level of insecurity in their sexual lives, marriages, and relationships. And now, ladies, there is a solution to all of these problems. Allure Intimate Feminine Hygiene Wash. By using Allure's Intimate Feminine Hygiene Wash, you can now take control of your vagina's health. Allure Intimate Feminine Hygiene Wash is a unique blend of herbal extracts specially formulated to regulate vaginal health, tighten vaginal walls, eliminate bad odors, balance pH, detox, and regulate menstrual cycles and hormone imbalances. Formulated and developed in Malaysia and tested by industry professionals across 4 countries. Allure Intimate Feminine Hygiene Wash combines potent natural herbs that have been scientifically tested and are proven to maintain and enhance women's health in many specific and safe ways. Allure Intimate Feminine Hygiene Wash. The hygiene wash that gives you back your perfect VJ.